This is a very special episode to me. 2020 has been one crazy year. This is my last episode to kind of like close off the year. I want to just mention that I feel for all the families that have had some tragedies happen this year and have a not so happy maybe holiday season because of the impact of the pandemic. Our family has been very fortunate. I only know of my nephew who had COVID, but he was pretty young and not heavy symptoms, so he's good. And otherwise, really the biggest hit that COVID had on me was the fact that my parents couldn't come visit me, and my brother and his family who planned also a trip to see us back here, that didn't happen. But many have been much worse. But even for us, it has been special. Even though I do have to admit, I guess in the bigger picture, we have been very blessed, very fortunate in where we are today. But I did want to close out on a positive note, not on the negativity, not on the changes, not on the uncertainties of 2020, but some of the highlights that I like to share with you. My first highlight is around friendships. When we relocated from Switzerland to Redmond, we read a lot about the Seattle freeze. Even the Seattle Times had an article about it, how hard it is to make friends. So I was kind of like, okay, this is going to be interesting, so let's see what's happening. But we have many friends now, new friends that also ride bikes, some of whom showed me some beautiful mountain bike riding that I just knew from Switzerland. Here before was mainly mountain biking in Doofy Hill, which is more or less like a mountain bike park, and just riding all over the place. So that's awesome. But also because of the pandemic and everybody being at home, it also led that friends from Switzerland reached out, friends I haven't talked to in a few years, which was awesome to reconnect and just hear how they're doing. So I think that's a universal benefit for most of us, the fact that we had more time because we were bound to our homes, basically. And yeah, we had time for the first time in a long, long time. Second highlight was because we were forced to work from home, Microsoft sent us into the home office in March. We had finally a chance to kind of like tweak our new home to work for us. When our furniture arrived from the relocation, we basically just put it wherever it fit, right? You go here, and then that was it, because we were busy with our jobs, the relocation, paper stuff, everything. The whole process is a nightmare and stressful in itself. And so now being home all the time really allowed us to kind of like rethink, reorganize, and also do our first DIY projects, which was awesome. I think many of you have done the same thing, especially when I remember the long wait lines to get into Home Depot or certain things actually being sold out. So definitely another benefit is for us, just after the relocation, second year here, the chance to tweak and optimize our home. The third highlight was that in March, when the travel plans changed and I knew my parents can't come, I knew my brother couldn't come neither, I set myself 3 goals that I wanted to achieve this summer. One was I wanted to do a 100-mile bike ride because Seattle to Portland ride was canceled and I trained for that one. So I just figured, okay, let's just do it anyway. Second goal was a outdoor movie in the open air, and we had the equipment. It was something that I think I know from as a child. I don't remember, maybe 94, my dad showed us Hook outside, which was awesome on this big screen. So we did that. And then the third goal was to rent a boat and discover and see one of the beautiful lakes here. Now, this one almost dropped off the list because it was almost mission impossible to find a rental place that actually has boats. And so it was just when I basically gave up that I could achieve that one, a friend from work called me and asked me if I want to join on the last ride before they take the boat out of the water. And so I was able to check them all off. That was definitely a highlight. What also kind of like humbled me is how Microsoft's response was to its employees. Here specifically in Redmond, for that I can speak the most, but I think it applies around the world. It's really, really humbling just to see how the SLT wanted to make it work for everybody. Like, they wanted to make sure they give us flexibility, they help us wherever they can to make it work, knowing that, the cloud was fortunate enough to be in a boom because many companies had to change how they work. A lot of people worked from home. And so it was very stressful. And so they really tried everything from formats with meetings to closing departments for a day or two just so we get some rest and some pause. So super grateful for that. But last and not least is you. I'm super thankful about all of you. I think I crossed for the first time 100 followers. That might not be much, but I'm excited about it. I hope so are you. I hope in the future I can get more, but no, seriously, thank you very much for those that follow me. Thank you very much for those that provide feedback. It's super helpful, and I do hope we can furthermore or deepen the engagement. So feel free, if you want me to ever talk to a topic or cover something, please let me know in the notes. I will try, or my plan is definitely to stay with the 1 week rhythm, so 1 vlog a week, but I may increase it. And why do I maybe increase it? Now, 2020 was a year where we had to change our plans, so I also looked at my vlog setup and everything, and I've came to the conclusion that many of the video bloggers I follow, they don't even have a separate website. And while I'm making content like this today and I set everything up in my office to record, once I record it, I do the editing. But then once it's uploaded, I also have to maintain the blog and WordPress and GDPR requirements that when you have a cookie to explain what a cookie does, etc., seem to be such a hassle. And so after I've done everything while my wife's doing something more fun, I'm sitting here, I'm editing, and then I was stuck with also trying to update my blog and pictures and this and that. So I decided to redirect. It was a big decision for me, to be honest, to redirect my URL directly to the YouTube channel. And I wanted to share that moment with you. And one of the things that has really eaten a lot of time from me this year was actually maintaining my website. One time the template didn't work anymore with WordPress. Technically, because of GDPR, I have to make some general acknowledgement and describe what I'm doing with the cookies. Cookies are set automatically if I use Google Analytics and so on. So there's a whole circle of things that to me became like very much distracting from creating new content, just keeping up to date with my website. And in the future, it will just go straight here to this website. So all we need to do is, I learned here, go here, edit that director to this one. Now we're going to add a new subdomain. Here we go. So let's see. I'm surprised that's it. So please let me know in the comments if you think it was a good idea, bad idea, or in between, or if you're undecided. I can let you know in a year from now if I think it was the right decision and see how I can grow followers or lose followers. We will see how the engagement changes. Now, to close out this year, I wanted to share something special. I hope you enjoy it and you like it. For the first time ever, I tried to automate and program my holiday lights to go with music. And my wife wasn't as excited as I am to buy gadgets that actually can do that. So I started the basic kit. So it's not yet like these super awesome houses that other people do. It's my first year. I was surprised how complicated the programming was and just how time intense. Putting up the lights was definitely the easy part. Programming it to the music, that was the hard part. But here it is. I'm still excited about it. I'm super excited to share it with you. I hope you enjoy it. I wish you happy holidays and a freaking awesome 2021. Thank you. And I talk to you in the new year.